Um,
Hi everyone. So today's video is gonna be a story time. I did check all of you guys' recommendation in my Instagram question box. I saw you guys' recommendations on Instagram and what you recommend me to do for a YouTube video. A lot of you actually recommended a next story time, so that's what I'm doing today. And some of you recommended explore a haunted house. I don't know necessarily a haunted house, but I will probably go for the Halloween season and explore an abandoned house with my friends. But that's for Halloween. First story is gonna be how I used my popularity to buy my first iPhone. It's not my first iPhone, it's my second iPhone, but basically the first iPhone. In school, I was popular, not so popular that everyone knows me, but popular enough for a lot of people to know. So I was getting like more and more well known on Instagram, and people were asking me for photos to post on my birthday, and my Android wasn't that good with taking photos, or it was just like a really old Android. No offense to Android people, but my Android was really old and it couldn't take good photos. And I made over 111,000 Guyana dollars, which is like 500 US probably, in 2 months. I went around every day around my school and I asked people that I know for money. Sometimes people would walk away as soon as they see me approaching, and other times people would just take out their money and give me, hi, because they know that I'm gonna come to ask for money. To those careless children that used to leave their calculator around the building, every afternoon that the school would be over, I would take the time off to walk around the school and pick up whatever item I get from the children classes. And I even have, let me show you, calculators that I still have. I used to collect their calculators. I didn't steal them. They left their stuff and the cleaner would always pick them up and throw them in the bin. So before she does that, it's better that I pick it up and sell it back to people. So yes, I did that.
Wait a damn minute.
I would love to sit here and chit chat with you, but I gotta go.
Okay, so this next story is how I nearly died. And let me tell you how I nearly died. So basically, I was now heading into primary school, and the day I nearly died was like, say today I nearly died, tomorrow was my birthday. So it was basically every family member came together to plan a trip for my fourth birthday, because I was like now heading into primary school, nursery school. So I think I was 3 going 4, and or I think I was going, I don't know, I was small though, and I was super excited to go to creek because we would always go to creek, and I don't know how to swim, but I always like to go into the water. And yeah, so all the cousins came and stuff like that, and I had a bike that my father bought me. It had small training wheels, and I was on it. My cousin was teaching me how to ride while we was going over a pipe that was heading into the drain. Okay, our house here, and then a little pathway, and then from the pathway there's a pipe from our house run onto the pathway and into a drain. And from the drain now, there is no fence blocking that drain, so that drain is basically opened. So my cousin was pushing me on the bike, and she was like carrying me over the the pipe, and then we go in till to the front of the house, come back to that same pathway and stuff like that. So my father and mom, like, they shouted at me to say, don't stop going on the bike, like, stop wasting energy, tomorrow's a big day, y'all go and sit down in the house, watch TV or something. But I insisted to be on the bike and let her teach me how to ride. So she kept on pushing me on the bike, and then all of a sudden, when she was pushing me, we were headed back to the front of the house, and she pushed me, and the bike, like, fell sideways, and I fell into the drain. I started crying. I think I felt a pain when I fell into the drain, but I didn't really know where the pain was. But it was something that stung me, like. I came out of the drain, and after coming out of the drain, my mom picked me up, and she, like, lashed me on my foot, and she was like, I told you not to go into the drain. And I was like, I wanted to learn to ride. I didn't tell her that, but basically I wanted to ride. I was small, and I didn't know really what I was doing. So she went and she was washing out my skin, and then when she raised my arm like this, she started to wash my body. And then when she washed my arm, she realized that as she kept washing, she think it was a red string, like a clot was on my, the red clot was on my at the bottom of my arm, but it wasn't a red clot. It was actually my blood coming out and spraying out of my side. And she said that she felt weak when she saw that, like she didn't know what to do. She was weak, and she's like, she called daddy and showed daddy, and then daddy was like, oh God. And remember, tomorrow was my birthday, so majority of my family was at us sleeping over so that we can all go to Creek the other day. Apparently that was called off. I had to be rushed to the hospital. My father hired a taxi. It was a man named Paddy, and he was my father's friend. So I was rushed into his car. My mother was weak. She couldn't really stand seeing that blood coming out of me, so she couldn't really do anything. And I was her first child, so she was scared of losing me. I understand why she was weak. My father, on the other hand, he was like hurrying so that I didn't lose my life. He called the car. We was in the car, and the car started driving fast. There was an incident at the bridge, Demerara Harbor Bridge, when we had to cross over to head to the hospital, and the police said no, that we can't go over, and my father came out of the car and started cussing up hard on the road. And the police, my father was like threatening the police to fight them or something. And then one big incident happened there, and my father just told the uncle to drive the car, and he drove the car till to the hospital. When we reached the hospital now, I remember this so well. So they took me and they carried me into the hospital, and then this lady put me onto a bed, and they did something to my side with cotton wool and stuff like that. Like, they took cotton wool, rubbed it up and stuff, and they removed something from me, a small piece of thing from the side of me, and when they removed it from me, the blood came out more, and they put the cotton wool, and I was holding it down, and I was crying because I didn't see my mom anywhere. My mom didn't, she was weak to see what was going on with me, so she head outside, and my father was like in there with me, and my auntie, she was there, and she held down my hand, and she held down my hand. No, the doctor held down my hand. My auntie held down my foot and my body, and she was comforting me and telling me to not cry and stuff like that. And then I was lying there, and I was trying not to cry, but I was screaming hard. I remember kicking the doctor in her chest area, and I cursed her up really bad. I told her the F word. I told her about her mom. I didn't mean that stuff, but I was really angry because they were stitching me with a needle into my side, and it was painful. After that, my mom came in, and they were explaining to my mom what happened to me. Apparently, in that drain that I fell in, there was an old rusty iron pipe that was sticking inside, and I fell, and the pipe was like this, and it pierced into me, and since I turned when it stung me, it like broke inside of me, and this was like my heart, and this is like my heart beating, and the pipe was like this inside of me. And they said there was a scarf over my heart, and if my heart was beaten like that, and the pipe bore that scarf, I would have been dead. But thank God, I'm not dead. I'm not dead. So yeah, that was how I nearly lose my life. I'm gonna insert a picture here with what that injury looks like right now. Or wait, let me show y'all. Do y'all see? It's like right there. And it went straight in there. It hurts real bad when you pinch it or touch it. And when people touch me there, I get angry sometimes. They probably don't know why I get angry, but I get angry because it hurts when you touch there. Only like me, I could touch it, I could rub it like this, but I can't touch it like directly like this because it would hurt real bad. So yeah, that was how I nearly lost my life. But I'm alive. So this is a third story, and it's a scary story. So this happened in school. So if you looked at my first story time video, you remember that I said I had crystal eyes. Basically, that means I have the ability to see stuff. And in school, I did see some stuff. And if you want, like, if you can ask my friends about this. One time it was in 5th form or 4th form. Anyways, we were in the lab, we were in the science lab, and we were doing an experiment for our lab. And it was testing to see starch in a leaf, I think. And we were boiling the leaf and stuff, so we needed our own leaf. So I head out of the lab to go and get a leaf. And when I walked out of the lab to go get my leaf, I stood by the shade house. Was it the shade house? Okay, I stood by the shade house, and when I stood by the shade house, I remember everybody around me that was outside to pick up a leaf disappeared. And basically this sounds so unbelievable right now. I swear to God, I swear. Is swearing good? I don't know. But I'm not lying. I swear I'm not lying. Like, this actually happened. I was standing outside of the shade house, and then I stood there. Everybody around me disappeared. But they are there, but in my eyesight, they disappeared. The place got quiet, and I remember seeing the girl tail behind the shade house. Like, I don't know how to explain this, but like, this is the shade house. This is the shade house, and this is the back of the shade house here. But I'm standing at the front of the shade house here, by the door of the lab, and I saw the girl, and God knows why I walk and go to that place right behind the shade house, and I didn't see nobody there. And then I walk. But I didn't go to see the girl, like, go and talk to the person or anything. I just go to see what is the girl doing there by herself. And I was a prefect, and it was time for everybody to go inside. So I want to do my job, but then I realized I just lost spirit. I went straight into the lab and tell all my friends. And they probably think I running mad. I remember one girl that sat next to me moved. She probably think I was mentally ill.